this division's kind of a mess.
It's the worst division in football. After watching tonight, it's the worst division in football. But they got the job done.
Yep.
Jay, he said it was not pretty. I'm not going to put any of this on Josh. You know, he was the best player in the field tonight. A lot of those throws were off schedule. He was making plays. But what concerns me about the Bills is the rest of their team doing things that they don't need to do. And it starts with this. You got a 10-point lead. You got a chance to put this team away. Bat the ball down. Yeah. Jay, I promise you, the coaches are telling them bat the ball down, but we all want to get an interception because we want the stat. And the kicking, obviously, on both sides, it's an abomination. Oh, it's windy. Look at the flag. No, it's not. Yeah. Make your kicks.
Disaster.
This Bills team is in the next group of people to be considered in the AFC, you know, outside of Kansas City and Baltimore in the playoffs.
Yep.
And we go to this, you're watching it right now. And at that moment, the game is tied. It's a division game. Whoever wins this game is going to be in the lead in your division. And we get a 15-yard penalty doing God knows what that could potentially influence the game. And I sit here and I say, I understand there's a lot of jawing, there's a lot of emotions. But if you are a team that is ready to make a run with Josh Allen, you have that ability. You saw it tonight. The guy's incredible. You can't do this. You can't sit here and say, I'm bigger than the team. I'm going to get a 15-yard penalty.
At the same time, though, both teams, like the penalties were most penalized game in the entire NFL all year.
The refs ruined the game. Right. I mean, the community meetings they're having after every call, I'm like, it shouldn't be this difficult. Either it's a penalty or it's not.
Right.
The refs ruined it. We all came here and we were excited to watch a great AFC East matchup. And what we got was the refs putting on a circus.
It was a bit of a slog, the Jeff Ulbrich era. Your thoughts, how it starts?
Awful.
It's a loss. Did you see anything positive, though? And, like, anything different than what you saw under Saleh?
We'll start with the offense was the bright spot. Obviously, Aaron, I think, threw for 296. Todd Downing. They look better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they look great, but they look better. But there's a huge but. One thing Rob Saleh had for him going was the guys played hard for him. You know what the Jets didn't do, especially defensively tonight? Play hard. They obviously made a lot of mistakes, but defensively, they got ran all over. I'm not exactly sure the final number because of the knees, but it was somewhere around 150, depending if Josh got a negative 1 or 2 yard loss in his last kneel down. You sit here, you got to know these off-schedule plays are in your game plan. Josh Allen was allowed out of the pocket so many times. Shakir played, but was not healthy. You have to know coming in this game, he's down weapons, keep him in the pocket, and stop the run. That's the play. And we let him run all over the place. Ray Davis seemingly broke 35 tackles. He looked awesome.
Looked like a star.
Credit to him, but I sit here talking about Jeff Ulbrich, and I'm like, man, a lot of times when you fire a coach, you think, hey, this is going to rally the guys. And I thought it was the opposite, especially on defense. Defense looked flat.
149 yards, by the way.
Because of the kneel downs. I was wondering if there was I was wondering.
Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers specifically, because we both love to talk about him. You mentioned it, the body language at the end, not ideal.
Yeah.
But 296 yards, it was his best game as a Jet. Did you see a lot of positives for him coming out of this one?
I do, but I still believe they need a number 2 receiver. You know, he looked more comfortable back there, and they had a bit of a run game, which helped him tremendously. They usually don't. And Garrett Wilson was obviously incredible, made a ton of big plays. But you sit here and you think, how many plays did Aaron Rodgers make to somebody other than Garrett Wilson that was an on-time, on-schedule throw? And there might have been, 2 or 3 total. So I sit here and I think to myself, Aaron was very, very good. He was efficient. He made a lot of nice throws, but he needs help. They didn't protect him well. He took a ton of big hits tonight. And outside of Garrett Wilson, in flashes of Breece Hall, there is nobody else that's making plays. Allen Lazard had the Hail Mary, but that's what I would say a little bit of luck. They need someone else.
If all it takes is a second-round pick and a little more,
what are we doing?
How are you not getting Davante Adams out of the Raiders?
And that's my thing. You got to sit here, if you're in this front office for the Jets right now, and say, Davante Adams is worth 3 points.
Right.
And now instead of being 2-4, you're 3-3 in the division lead. Again, these games are close. You are not in a good division. Go get them and try and win these games.
Woody Johnson, the owner, said most talented team he's had in his 25 years as an owner.
Which is shocking.
It's shocking and kind of sad, but if that's true, then top it up with Adams.
Agreed.
Okay, Jeff Ulbrich didn't have a good game, but he is the subject of our very popular Are They Related segment. Luke, we want to get you to weigh in on this. Jeff Ulbrich and CFL legend and TSN CFL analyst Matt Dunnigan.
I think they're definitely cousins, but maybe second cousins here.
Our producer, Kyle Lawson, is furious at this one. He does not feel that they look anything alike. That really we're just basing it on the beard.
It's the beard.
He might be right about that.
It's the beard.
He might be right about that.
Matt Dunnigan looks a little more clean cut. He probably has a lot better energy, especially after Ulbrich's performance tonight.
I would say that's 100%.
They missed so many tackles, unbelievable.